Okay. Alright. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review episode 280. Not 280, 480. You're thinking, wow, Nick, you're getting really close to basically that 500 number. Yeah, that'll happen in like 20 episodes from now. And like I said before, this show will probably not be the one basically getting that far. It might push it with Boonboomger basically coming out in the next few weeks, because after watching the last couple episodes of that movie, I'm going on break from this show, because I figured though it's a good place to stop, take a break at that point, and work on some anime. There's one anime I really want to get started with. I'm reading the manga right now. Probably won't get a chance to start until probably tomorrow, or probably Tuesday at this point, depends. So, we're discussing episodes 29 to 31. Now, I forgot to mention this in the last video, where at the end of episode 28, the director of the ISA gives Shiro basically an assignment, which he does do in this episode, and this is kind of weird. So, he indirectly teams up with Bond Violet, which he just happened to be looking for a job because the Haishin is not paying him, so he needs basically money. He's like, okay, I'm going to hire you, but you have to do everything I say. And no questions. Okay. So, basically, the Violet's job is simply, him and Diesel, is to basically distract this family that his family's managed, he's infiltrating. And basically, he's tasked with choosing for this manner, which he's able to get into the place, no problem. And here's something really, really weird. Also, the seat riders, they basically appear at the mansion, and it turns out they do recognize basically the people who attacked them, because, get this, this is the same family that tried to force Maria to marry the patriarch's son in episode 1. I did not expect this group to come back. It was like, oh, I thought they were just one-off. I think anybody watching the show must have realized, wait, why are they back for? I mean, I get why the whole thing Maria's boyfriend, because that probably deserved a follow-up. Then this group coming back was not really necessary. But I guess they probably figured, oh, well, they're not dead, so why not bring it back for this episode? Oh, and Shishiro, he finds what he's looking for. The keys that Hanshin uses, which is explained how they got it. Apparently, Cannonberg gave it to him before he died. Interesting. I'm curious, like, when did he take the time to visit his family, or at least know about these people at all? Because the seat writers, they probably don't know who the heck the people are. I mean, they probably don't remember them, despite the fact that they did in fact see them in the very first episode. Here it's like, who are you? It's like, oh, you guys supposed to attack us when this whole thing started. I remember you guys attacked us. Yeah. So, and then he hands it off to the director, which of course basically he doesn't question exactly why he wants it, just say he does. And then he contacts Renta, Toya's mentor, who he does not know at this point basically is basically cooperating with director ISA. He also asks, like, how are things on your end? Yes, he does ask him this. He asks this in episode 29. He actually when he contacts me, you don't see him in person. Here's the thing: after episode 28, at the period for 3 straight episodes, Ratia is not sitting into episode 34. He does not appear a lot in the show. You're like, really? Yeah, he doesn't. He appeared, like, after 28, he only takes about 1 plus 4, that's like 5. He only makes appearance about 10 more episodes out of the remaining at this point. Because he had the last appearance on 28 of the remaining 20, he only appears in half of them. And the reason for it, I don't know. And by the way, as for the director, he disappears at 29. He's not sitting into episode 36 of the show. And he appears a bit more at that point, missing only like one. Let's see, I think it's like 4. Only missing 5 episodes when he comes back in 36. Yeah, only missing 5, which is interesting to say the least. Yep. So, with him basically gone, in 30, well, oh, by the way, the monster of episode 29, it is Gong Grimmer. Yeah, basically, this is made from basically a ring bell, and his whole thing is about fighting. Not much to him at all. Now, in the case of, what about 30 and 31? Well, if you're really curious, 30, oh, by the way, at the end of, I think it was like 28, I think it was, basically. 30 is interesting to say the least. It does not feature a monster. Nope. Mostly put is just them going, just basically the series going on rampage, stealing killer, basically the police one. And surprisingly, no monster is. So the big thing with this one is that with this episode, I think it's basically I think this is the episode where this is the first one where Max Rider fights the Boonboomgers, first time since episode 29, which like, wait, I thought you were dead. And by the end of the episode, he does regain his memories. And then the very next episode, which whole thing with the subplot of this one is all about Curry. Yes, Curry. But the big thing with this one is that we actually have Genta briefly fight basically Mad Rex Fury, where basically in exchange for telling him where this race is, he gets to tell Bond Red a message. He tells him to kill him because he does not need to be alive. So, and then of course he face up with DOS Race, which DOS Race actually beats him. And by the end of the episode, he's found by Violet, who's been kept out of the action a lot in episode 31 because he ate a lot of curry. And they brought back the clock monster. Yes. They call it like clock seconds, I think it is. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they brought this monster back. I mean, the first one they brought back was the Sword. Yeah, first it was Sword Grammar they brought back, and then it was Toilet Grammar Limited, and then after that, like, nothing until episode 31 with Toki Grammar. Yeah, basically they brought back the third monster as basically a different monster, but yeah, it's really weird the fact they do it. There is a few more monsters coming back. Excuse me, if you're really curious, throughout the show, how many more monsters do make a return before the series ends? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 more left. Yes. But at this point, there's not a lot of monsters left to go. If you're really curious, how many more original monsters left to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Roughly like 11 monsters left. Yep. Yeah. But things will get very interesting. By the way, Disc Race himself, he's basically after going on break, he basically is not on the show that much longer. Yeah, here's the weird thing about him. He's there for the entire third story arc. And then they bring in somebody interesting in episode 34, which I'll get to that. But the next review for the show, well, it's going to be interesting because it features another legendary Sentai return. Who, you might ask? Well, you'll find out in the very next episode. But next up is a Comic Corner. And then back to the Sentai. Okay? But next video. Bye.